About 100 years ago, the country saw the rapid rise of electric railroading. From early experiments replacing horse cars in street railways, the industry had advanced dramatically. City streets would soon be free of horse byproducts. With the coming of the automobile and electric streetcar, the automobile would soon usher in paved streets, ending the constant cycle of dry dust clouds and sticky adobe mud patches. By 1901, the mighty Southern Pacific Railroad was owned by E.H. Harriman's Union Pacific Empire. The SP reached into every corner of California life and politics back then. It was easy to gain public support to build new regional lines and give communities transportation options outside of SP. Travel between neighboring cities, plus less than carload freight business, could be wrested away from the SP. This was the electric interurban era. We'll look at 3 such interurban systems. The Peninsular Railway, shown in yellow, was a classic interurban line encompassing California communities in Santa Clara County. The red lines are SP lines that surrounded the Peninsular Railway. One of the attractions on the line was an extension out to Alum Rock Park. The name came from a rock outcropping that was thought to be composed of alum. This scenic line was retired in 1932 during the Depression. The Peninsular Railway used San Jose streetcar tracks down Santa Clara Street. The Peninsular had freight transfer connections to the SP from Berryessa that brought carloads of produce to the SP. The entire Santa Clara County was once full of fruit orchards and farmlands. The Peninsular Railway had freight and box motors that added to company revenue. 1914 built box motor number 2 here was finally scrapped in 1938. This scene on Berryessa Road is now just a distant memory. The original interurban line in the area was the San Jose and Los Gatos Interurban Railway. Private investors, including Oliver Hale of department store fame, gave people a fast way to travel between towns and conduct their business when the countryside was wide open spaces with towns connected by poor dirt roads. From the SP depot in San Jose, the line was built in 1903 by way of Stevens Creek Road to Saratoga Road and further southeast to Los Gatos. This was completed by February 1904. Success of the line prompted much expansion and the building of 2 other interurbans, the Peninsular Railroad and the Santa Clara Interurban Railroad. The combined railroads in 1909 became the Peninsular Railway Company, an SP property called the Pen by locals. Three streetcar lines in the cities of Santa Clara and San Jose were brought into the SP camp by 1911 and were known as the San Jose Railroads. The interurban lines made travel through rough country and farmlands faster and far more pleasant when roads and the automobile were still underdeveloped. These small communities seem more like growing cities with the streetcar service. The irony is that the streetcar lines would help finance the paving of those dusty streets and help make the automobile more practical. The rise of the auto and its traffic congestion would soon make the streetcars less welcome. In these World War I vintage scenes, the horse was still around, but not for long. All the cities were determined to pave the streets and even end the mess and odor left by horses. Number 111 is an example of the Peninsular's finest interurbans bought in 1913. The 8 units numbered 105 to 112 were bought under SP control in a purchase of 53 total. The other 45 went to the SP's Pacific Electric lines in Los Angeles. These units were nicknamed Pallies on the Peninsular Railway. They were built by Jewett in Ohio, and they could run on 600 or 1200 volt DC. The Peninsular always used 600 volts and never needed the extra capability. The SP brought purchasing power and solid financial backing to the Peninsular Railway and the San Jose streetcar lines. The SP could move equipment from one electric line to another from their electric operations all over California as the need required. Number 58 in red and cream colors was from a group of 10, built in 1903 by American Car Company. A pair of trailers were also built for this order. Number 52 was a member of this group that came from the original San Jose and Los Gatos Interurban Company. San Jose and sister cities in the area were growing up by the 20s, with grand downtown areas with department stores and paved streets. The tracks were becoming a nuisance in many city planners' eyes. The losses in SP revenues from electric operations here were accentuated by the Depression of the 30s. The streetcars in San Jose held out the longest until April 1938. Revenues were actually picking up a bit by 1935, but from 1935 to 1938, streetcar lines were gradually replaced by buses. The tracks were torn out for their scrap value in a Depression-era work project. The interurban operation on the Peninsular Railway was ended by 1934. The big pallies were sent down by the SP to the Pacific Electric and stored in Torrance, California. These units were soon rebuilt in the Pacific Electric shops and reunited with the other 45 identical units built for the PE in 1913. At the time, SP was still determined to make the huge Pacific Electric system in Southern California a profitable operation. The Pacific Electric was simply too large to just write off like they did with the Peninsular Railway.